Hi, I'm Lucy from Sew Essential and I'm here today to share my latest make with you. So everything I talk about in this video is available on our lovely website, and you'll find links to our website and all the products I mentioned below. And if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, because every Friday I bring you a video packed full of sewing goodness. If you can't wait a whole week, do jump on and check out our other social media accounts. We're in all the usual places and I've linked them below. So it feels like it's been a while. I've been on holiday for a couple of weeks, which you guys wouldn't have known because I furiously prepared lots of content before I went, but it's really good to be back and be talking sewing again and getting my teeth back into some sewing. So before I went away, I'd pretty much made this blouse, and I just had a couple of little bits to finish when I got back, which was a really nice way to have some quick gratification after a holiday. I just had to put one sleeve in and do a bit of hemming and the job was done, and I had a lovely new blouse. So I'm really excited to show it to you today, and here it is. I'm absolutely delighted with it. It's Simplicity 9469, which I knew I loved as soon as it came out. I think it was one of the releases from last year. Super simple blouse, no darts, no buttons, no zips, no fastenings, just this cute keyhole here. Really simple shape to the bodice, and actually the sleeves are supposed to be 3/4, but I lengthened them because it's autumn and I just wanted a full long sleeve blouse to wear, and I just love that lovely balloon effect. It's gathered into elastic at the cuffs, and yeah, I'm just really delighted with it. The fabric is our beautiful Dashwood cotton lawn, and it is absolutely glorious. It's so silky soft. It's got the most wonderful drape and movement. It's gorgeous to work with, and just look at those beautiful ditzy print and those beautiful colours. It really is to die for. It's just gorgeous. So yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with this one. I'll talk to you a little bit more in detail in a minute about the pattern, but I'll just show you the length of this. I made view D, which is kind of like a tunic length, and I left it really long because I like to tuck my blouses in, but I've made the mistake on so many occasions of shortening the tunic length, and then when I tuck it into my trousers it keeps popping out, so I've left it a lot longer, and I'm really pleased I did that actually, because I just don't feel like it's constantly going to pop out, which is really annoying when that happens. But there are some shorter hem length options on the pattern, I think, if you want to do those, or the way to make it look shorter, and I'll talk you through those in a moment. But yeah, I think I'm going to get absolutely loads of wear out of this in autumn, spring, probably summer on some of the cooler days as well. And I just layer it up with a cardigan in winter. I can also wear a little cami underneath. I sometimes do that with my blouses, but those of you who are fans of the channel, you'll know that I just absolutely love a blouse and jeans combo, and then like a jacket or a cardigan, because I just feel like I get fed up of wearing jumpers in the winter, and I just think having a blouse and layering it with cardigans is just a way to get a lot more different looks. So yeah, I'm super pleased with this one, and just one more little appreciation of this glorious, beautiful fabric. Oh, I just love it so much. So yeah, so the pattern is, as I said, Simplicity 9469. From the word go, I loved this pattern. I love the styling on the packet. I've pretty much copied it, really, going for a ditzy print. I just think the model, the styling is fantastic on this one. I chose, so there's 4 views, A, B, C and D. View A has got a V-neck with some little thin Rolo ties like I've used, and then the sleeve finishes at about 3/4, and it's got elastic and a little trumpet effect around it. View B has got an elasticated waist, so it cinches it in at the waist and probably lifts that hemline a little bit. It looks like it's probably a shorter hemline, and it's got a V-neck again with the little Rolo ties, and then it's got a sleeve similar to this one but shorter, so probably again about a 3/4. View C has got a short sleeve, the same sort of design as the one I've used, but it stops above the elbow, and it's got the keyhole design with the ties like I've done. And then View D is the one that I made, which has got the keyhole, the ties, the long sort of hemline, and then the balloon sleeves that are gathered into elastic at the cuff, but they are 3/4, so I used one of my other patterns to lengthen them. Now, unfortunately, although I was really on the ball with the length and with keeping the nice long length on the hem, which I'm really glad I did, because as I say, I don't have to worry about that popping out. I do feel like probably I could have done with a bit more length in the sleeves. I don't know what, I was sort of rushing a little bit, I admit, before I went on holiday, when I adapted the sleeves and lengthened them, and I think really I probably could have done with another good inch or so on the sleeves, but you know, I can live with it. It's absolutely fine. That's just being pernickety, and I do like my sleeves really long, so yeah, I'm not gonna cry about it. It's all okay. So yeah, so that's the pattern. It runs in sizes from a 6 to a 24. So a 6 is a 30.5 bust, 23 waist and 32.5 hip, and a 24 is a 46 bust, 39 waist and a 48 hip. Now I decided to make a 10 and grade out to a 12, but then what I found, actually the 10 fits beautifully round the armholes. I'm really glad I did that, because I do get a lot of problems with sort of excess fabric and drag lines here on blouses, like woven tops and things, very often, and I think it's because the armholes are too big sometimes on a 12. Well, the 10 fits beautifully round there, the seam's exactly where it should be. So I'm really pleased with that, and luckily I think it turned out that actually the 10 was wide enough on the back and the shoulders as well, which was great. I sort of tissue fitted it and tried the tissue pattern on to just check it fitted before I cut into my fabric, but when I did sort of, I'd messed around with the side seams a bit, and I think what I realised was a 10 probably was just a bit too snug around the bust for me, which is a real rarity. I'm very small busted, or quite small busted, and yeah, that's never normally a problem. But yeah, when I had a padded bra on, I found that it was just pulling a little bit at the bust. You know, I could get away with it, but I decided to just grade out a little bit. I used my seam allowance basically to just give myself a little bit of extra room, and I'm wearing it now without a padded bra, so it's lovely and comfortable. There's plenty of room there, but yeah, I kind of would be cautious of that next time, and maybe start off with a 12 at the side seams, but yeah, try and do the 10 armhole. Yeah, that was all. The other adjustments I made were just my usual forward shoulder and high round back adjustments, which we've got a tutorial on the channel for. I'll try and remember to link to that for you. But that essentially is just because I've got a bit of a curvature at the top of my back, so I just have to make the back pattern piece a little bit deeper to give me some extra coverage there, and then my shoulders are also forward, so I just move the shoulder seam forward a little bit. Really easy adjustments to make, and they make the world of difference to the fit for me. So yeah, I'll pop the tutorial below for you in case you're interested in that one. And that was it really. And then I did lengthen the sleeves. As I said, I used New Look 6560, has got the same sort of design sleeve, but it's a full length one. So I just got that pattern piece and used it with the pattern piece for this pattern to work out, you know, how to grade the sleeve to, well, lengthen the sleeve. I didn't want to just slash it and spread it. I can't remember why. There was a good reason for that, but I just thought I know that New Look 6560 blouse, I like the sleeves, I liked how they fitted. I just used that as a guide. And yeah, that was all the adjustments I made, but a super simple sew, literally like so simple. You've got your sleeve piece, your front and back bodice pieces, just the thin little Rolu straps, and then your facings, and that's it. And it all came together really quickly. I'd definitely make this again. It's a great pattern, really good. And if you're a beginner, I'd say this is a really good pattern to try. The only thing a beginner might find a little bit tricky is the curve. sewing the curve for the keyhole. I like to use a sewing machine foot with markings on it to do that, a seam guide foot, because that like helps me to work my way around curves, and I use needle up down for that as well, so that if I stop, the needle stops in the down position, and then you can maneuver your fabric a little bit if you need to. And there's lots of videos demonstrating that technique on our channel if you want to have a look at some of the tutorials. But the other top tip I'd give you to get a nice curve like this, nice and smooth, because obviously that is the focal point, you want it to turn out really well, is just to make sure you clip and grade your seams really neatly and precise. Well, not precisely, but you know, spend the time trimming your seam allowances down and just clipping around those curves, because that will allow the fabric to lie nice and flat then when you press it. So once you've attached your facings, just make sure you trim and clip those seams, and you'll get a lovely smooth finish. The other thing that can be a little tricky sometimes for people is making these Rolo loops, because they're really thin sort of little spaghetti straps, and just turning those through can be a bit tricky for some people. So we've got loop turners on our website, which I'll try and remember to pop a link to. They're really inexpensive and they help with that task. But also if you've got an overlocker, there's a great little trick that you can use on your overlocker to help you to turn straps through, and I did a tutorial on that as well, so I'll try and remember to put that tutorial link for you down below as well. But essentially you run a really long chain of stitches off on your overlocker, longer than the strap. You put them down the centre of the right side of the strap, and then you fold the strap over and sew it with the overlocker with the chain of stitches still attached, and then you can use the chain of stitches to pull through and turn the strap through. These are super thin ones though, so it's still even doing that, it can be a little bit fiddly. But if you were struggling with them, you could always make them just a little bit thicker to make life easier, or the loop turners, as I say. But really, as with so much of sewing, really what's required is a little bit of patience, and that will go a long way. So but overall, that was the most fiddly thing I had to do with this project. Everything else was super quick and easy, and I just feel like I've got something now in my wardrobe that I'll turn to time and time again all through the year, and I just absolutely adore this fabric. So as I said at the start of the video, everything that I've talked about today is available on our website, so do check out the links below. Do have a look at our website. If you love our content, that's the best way you can support us, by jumping on and having a look at our website. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed it today. I'll look forward to seeing you next time, and if you like what you see, please like and subscribe.